Why am I here? I don't know. I really don't know. I know that I can help you find that direction. I can find the path because I'm a hunter. And a lot of the times I use the experience of being a hunter to your life. Because we're searching. How do you find a deer? My sister says, with a Ford. Because she hit a deer. you can do that. You might get lucky. But if you are hunting deer, you got to learn about, unless you're just dumb, blind luck to get out there and find one, you have to get out there and actually search for it, tracks, and know its methods and paths and everything else. And you got to do something else. You got to kill it to eat. That's the hardest part. But in this day and age, we forgot all about that. Back in the 1800s, 1900s, we came here, or you guys came here to our land. All of you guys took my land. Raise your hand, the one that took my land. But don't raise your hand. None of you guys did that. Because that's the misconception of Native. You think of a Native American. Because people always apologizing to me. And we had one guy at the mall the other day. I was just sitting there on the bench. You know the mall when they have the benches. You know what that's for? Husbands. Because I was sitting there with 4 other husbands. And this guy comes by, and he puts out his. I am so sorry. I go, what did I do? I'm sorry. He says, we took your land. I go, you took my land? I have 832 acres in Worcester County. You took that? He goes, no, my ancestor did. Who's your ancestors? Well, I don't know. He didn't know. Quit apologizing. I tell people, quit apologizing. If you can do anything to help me, is to listen to these stories and pass these on. Everybody reach in their pocket and pull out $1. Everybody that has $1, pull $1. If you don't have $1, I have something in mind to give to you.
IOUs.
Take $1. Ready? I'll take that. You have $1? No, I got that. Keep this in your hand for a second. Keep this in your hand. When you have something in your hand, tangible, you have a dollar. I couldn't say reach out your car keys because that's not your car. This is something that we work for. This is something we do. Give it to your neighbor. Give your $1 to your neighbor. Now, when this is all done, remember who you get the $1 from. I'm going to keep going. We go through life and trying to figure out what life is about and how we're going to do different things. And people ask me, I think it's because I'm Native American, I know a little bit more. But remember, I have a handbook, a Native American handbook that I look at every day. Yeah. And, they need processes in the world. So, okay, I'm having problems. I'm looking on the page in reference. Can you imagine having a book like that? It's not written, but I'm going to write one someday. Being Native American, Indian, or whatever you want to call me, doesn't give me an extra sense of the world. It's harder to be in your world. You guys changed it so much since I've grown up. I never thought I would ever say that because my grandfather said, when I was young, we did not have salt. We had sand and we appreciated it. Did your grandfathers do that? That's my grandfather did. And guess what I'm telling my kids? The same thing my grandfather said. Because we didn't have kind of like an internet. We didn't have computers or cell phones. I had the first brick phone. It was like a 4-pound phone. Couldn't text with it. It was a good thing. I grew up with that, but back in the 1800s, 1900s, we made technology and got all this technology just so we could have some time. Because back in the 1800s, we worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. We didn't have any free time. Any free time we did, we carved, we did something else. We did not go on the internet and play the gambling. I mean, I get all these things from the Facebook, want to play farm or something like that? I really don't have time, really, But we've made this time. You guys asked for this time, extra time, to do other things. You have a car, you don't have to split wood, you don't have to hunt. You have all this free time, and you have all this free time Where am I? What's my direction? I tell people, your direction is what you make it. You know, my grandfather, hardly spoke English. He told me, he said, if you sit there in the middle of the field trying to contemplate life and the earth and stuff like that, you're going to get very cold and hungry really quick. Don't you think? That's what we do in our lives right now. We get cold and hungry and we want direction and we're just standing there. You know, the money that you just got from another person, give it away. It's a gift. You just got a gift. Give it away, nobody in this room. Nobody in this room. It has to be out of this room. Nobody in this room. Go give it away. Then you have direction. You have some sort of little direction there. Go in one end and go with it. That's the first step. Because when people ask me, I give them something to do right off. You know, and I see they do it because sometimes we get so, we're taking these little steps like this. Oh, I want to know where my life is going. You know, I'm going this way. You know, make some broad steps. Dare to make some mistakes. How in the heck are you supposed to learn? You know, how are you going to fly? You know, I know people want to do ceremony. How am I going to do this? Make mistakes. Make mistakes. That's how we learn. That's how we develop our mind. That's how we be able to go in the next step. That's how we help people. You know, Christmas is coming up. I had somebody email me today and said, "Do you believe in Christmas? Do we have a choice?" Really? I tried to watch the news and I had about 4 commercials. I told my wife, we should go to these sales. We can get a whole kinds of stuff. I think that everybody's a Christmas commercialized. Of course it is. It's a thing that everybody should buy something, right? But give something away. Now you have something to give away. Give that dollar away and do it. I mean, that's ceremony. That's the ceremony. That's not, a feather, a drum, we're beating on the drum, and we accomplish nothing. We have to take the next step forward, Make the circle bigger. And we're trying to get change in the world, guess what? We don't have a limited time to do it. We might have 20 days to do this before the world ends. So, can you imagine in about 10 days the earth starts shaking? I guess, see you guys. I don't think nobody knows when the earth is going to end. I mean, how do you say his name? Nostradamus. All the predictions of the Cochrane that he did over 600. He was only right about 20%. Because we look at that, because I've read them all. And you read those, the Native American prophecies. Can you imagine if you had a prophecy say, you open it up, you will prosper, you will be happy, you would be, because all prophecies is doom and disaster. How come we can't have a prophecy that's good? And that we're going to help people, we're going to live, we're going to not have war, we're going to at least get along with each other. In this room, we get along with each other because we know each other right now. When we leave here, we're going to go amongst the people, and people are going to be cutting you off and giving you one finger. I give them to you. I lost my point. We did the dollar thing.
Hey.
I know that there's things going on in the world now that's pretty bad stuff. They're killing each other again over stupid land and things like that. And one side says they're right, and one side says they're wrong. Same thing. No matter where part of the world that's going to happen. What can we do about it? Give the dollar away. Believe me, give that dollar away. That will make a difference. That will make a difference out here. Well, right now we're all pretty well fed, and we're not thirsty. The rain's not hitting us top of the head. We have a place to sleep tonight. Outside this door, there's some people don't have a place to sleep tonight. They're sleeping in the rain. We don't think about that. What is that step for us? I've stood out in that looking for change, had a sign, played my flute for money. What would bring us to that point? Look at the native people right now, the Mi'kmaq, the Passamaquoddies, Penobscots. You don't see them out here very much, do you? You ever wonder why? It's because they're thinking about the past history. You know, it's hard not to think about the hate that went on in that time period. I know that we know some Native Americans, and we have Native Americans in us. But I tell you, it's a big difference when you come from a reserve or a reservation. When I say a reserve and a reservation, is two different things. Incest is almost 71%. Drugs, way up there, 80%. Alcohol, 80%. I mean, it's up there. I am very lucky. I thank the Creator each day for my life. I am very, very lucky to have parents and grandparents and elders to focus their attention on me, to give me something. People I had one person at the last week said, "Why are you doing this, David?" He said, "You don't have to do this, you know. These people are not listening. They want something from you." It's like that dollar, I'm giving it freely. I'm not asking for money today. I'm not selling you a book, I'm not selling a pamphlet. I'm not telling you that you come to my office and I'm going to heal you. You won't hear that from me. If that ever happens, I can teach you how to heal yourself. The human body and the human mind and the human spirit, different things, and we have this confused. There is a movement out amongst the people to find the truth. But you have to figure out what is the truth. Well, what are we going to say the truth is? You know, is the truth that is there a God out there? I don't know. I can't tell you. You know, is there a creator? Of course, there's a creator. Why do we question that when we breathe? They say we're 3 breaths from death every day. 3 breaths from death, and we don't realize it. We take this breath for granted. Our breath. If we smoke in this room, you should quit smoking. That timer is always clicking every time we smoke. And I know people say, "I heard this before. I'm chewing the gum."